Ho ho ho! Happy holidays, people. I'm in a giving spirit today, and I'm going to be giving out Christmas gifts to the high school DxD characters. This video is going to be about what gift I would give each character in high school DxD for Christmas or for their birthday, whichever one works better for you. And since we're on the topic of birthdays, by the time this video is out, it should be So-So's birthday. So happy birthday to So-So, I guess. But anyways, I got a list of DxD characters on my naughty and nice list, and let's see what they got. The first person on my list is Issei Hyodo. And for Issei, I feel like this was a no-brainer. I decided to give Issei a book on how to make the first move, because he really needs it. He's making us all look bad defending him, and he really does give haters more fuel to hate him more. So come on, Issei, we're all here to help you out. Take this book and learn how to become a man. The next person on my list is Ria's Grimory. And Ria's was a tough one to think about, because I don't really know what she likes, but I do know she likes Issei, so I decided to give her this Issei plush. Hopefully that can help her deepen her bond with Issei or something. I don't know. I really couldn't think of anything for some reason. I know y'all got some better ideas. But next up on the list is Akano. And Akano's I think was pretty simple. Akano gets a one-time pass that allows her to spend a whole day with Issei, and Issei alone. I think this is the perfect gift for her. And of course, Issei has no say in this, he just has to go along with it, but I'm sure he won't mind. Maybe they can combine the two gifts I got them, and then we can have a new Issei x Akano relationship, since that's what all the fans want. Next up on the list is Asuya. And Asuya is another weird one that I don't really know what I would give her, but I think a good gift would be some earmuffs so she can block out all the haters. Maybe some dragon treats for Rase too, I don't really know. She definitely deserves an apology from all the haters though. The next person on my list is Zenobia, and I'm pretty sure everyone's first thought is going to be getting her a sword, and I'm no different from you all. But what type of sword would you give her? I think the answer is obviously the Dragon Slayer from Berserk, just the most iconic anime sword ever. And since we're on the topic of swordsmen, Kiba is next on the list. And for Kiba, I would definitely just give him some more screen time. It really is a shame how after season 2 he's kind of just an afterthought. We need some justice for Kiba. Give my man more screen time. We need it. The fans want it. We all love seeing Kiba's fights. They're all so entertaining. Next on the list is Konako. And Konako's is pretty obvious. Just a simple box of every single chocolate in the world. Or maybe a new pair of socks, since apparently she lost one of her socks. Because there's no way she just walks around with one sock on. I still can't believe it, and I refuse to believe it. Next up is Roswaisa, and for her I would probably just set up a Tinder account or something. Apparently that's what she needs the most. I don't know what fantasy world she's living in where she can't find a man, but if she can't find a partner, then I don't think anyone in this world has a chance. Next person on the list is Gasper, and we definitely got to get Gasper some new clothes. Get him a new dress to wear or something. I don't know why they have this man in the same fit every single time we see him, and the one time we see him in a different fit it looks terrible. I mean, he's clearly had that fit for about 200 years now, so we gotta change it up. We gotta give him something new. Next up is my goat Azazel, and Azazel can have whatever he wants. Anything he wants, we've got it for him. It doesn't matter. You want a PS5? We got you, Azazel. He can even get my undying loyalty and trust. He's at the top of the nice list over here. But I would also get him some more screen time too. I think that's a must. And by more screen time, I mean an entire series dedicated just to him and his journey. That's what we really want from Azazel. And I have no doubt that some people watch High School DxD just for Azazel. But next up is Irina, and for Irina, I found the perfect gift for her, and that's this shirt right here. I mean, who wouldn't want this shirt? If you're telling me you wouldn't walk out with this shirt on, you're just telling me you're a liar, because no one would ever say that. And I know Irina would love this shirt, and it perfectly encapsulates Irina's love for God, and I'm 100% certain it would make her day. Next up is Ravel, and honestly, I don't think I would even get Ravel anything. I think I would be too scared of being judged. She looks so mean, so I would just pretend like I forgot or something. I know, that makes me a bad Santa Claus, but I can't help it. Next up is Tanin, and I just had the greatest idea for Tanin. I'm just sitting here, 3 a.m. in the morning, thinking about what Tanin could use. And that clip of Tanin walking next to Azazel was like a light bulb going through my head. Tanin was human-sized in that clip, so my thought was to get Tanin a full suit, probably a little oversized so you can't notice the spikes and stuff, and then also get him a fake mask that makes him look like a human, and then we would just go around in public just trying to scare people, because I know that'll give some like uncanny valley vibes. I know for a fact that would make some people uncomfortable. It'll be so hilarious. And they should actually do something like that in the anime. Just have a random moment where Tane needs to go to the human world, but obviously he has to look like a human. He can't just be a dragon over there. So he has this ugly human disguise. It'll be beautiful. But yeah, I got off topic. Next is Saji. And I know I said Gasper needs some clothes, but Saji like desperately needs some clothes. This man pulled up in his school uniform at the underworld party thing with higher ups there. At least have some shame. You're embarrassing Sona up there. Sona came there all dripped out with her best fit, and then here comes Saji in a full school uniform. I guess the same could be said about Issei too, but at least we see Issei in other fits, so we know he has other clothes. We're not even sure if Saji has any other clothes to wear. That brother needs help. Next up is Cyroorg, but Cyroorg, I decided to give him something special, something that only he could get, and that's a knuckle sandwich for that outfit he wears. I'm sorry, but that's actually the worst outfit I've ever seen. I really hate it. He would definitely get like a 2-piece combo from me, and I'm not talking about McDonald's, I'm talking about hands. But then after that, I would have to run away because I would get my ass beat and probably killed. My Christmas magic wouldn't be able to save me in that situation. Next up on the list is Sir Zex. And Sir Zex, I think, deserves everything in this world. The poor guy is the nicest person in the entire series. So for Sir Zex, I decided to give him a month off of work because I couldn't imagine a worse job than being the leader of a bunch of devils. So Sir Zex, go ahead and take the month off. You deserve it. Next up is Michael. And Michael's the only person that can go band for band with Sir Zex when it comes to kindness. So for Michael, I would just give him some lore, maybe a little backstory, something that would make us care about him, because dude is just there. Like, actually, he's just there. We haven't seen anything from him. He deserves a little bit of something, a little bit of love or something. Next up is Issei's parents, and these two get to share a gift, and their gift is some adoption papers for Asya, because they really love that girl more than Issei, which honestly I think any parent would. I mean, they could at least try to hide it. This would probably be the greatest present they could ask for. Next up is Sona, and I think I would just give Sona some torture devices that she can use on Saji. She really needs to be torturing him for having the same fit everywhere he goes. That'll teach him how to dress better, because we know Saji listens to Sona more than anyone else, and he also fears and respects her the most. I mean, she literally whooped his ass, all because he disobeyed her rules and lied to her. We're headed over to the naughty list, but first up on the naughty list is Rainier, and for Rainier, I would probably just give her a time machine so she can go back and think about her actions and the mistakes she made. And honestly, I don't think she would even try to get Asya's sacred gear if she knew Rias was there. But I also realized Rainier is dead, so I just gave a dead person a time machine. I guess she can just stare at it in her grave. Next up is Loki, and Loki, I would just show him all forms of media that has him in it so he can know how dumb of a plan Ragnarok is and how it's never ever gonna work. I have never seen Ragnarok be successfully pulled off. He really needs to just give this up. It's just a mess, and we need a better plan for Loki. He needs some more goals and some more aspirations. Next up on the list is Matsuda, and for Matsuda, I think it's pretty simple. I think we all had the same thing in mind for Matsuda, and that's some hair growth oil. Him and Falbium could probably share that. They have the same problem going on, but at least Falbium's like thousands of years old. Matsuda is bald at 16. You hate to see it. And then of course you can't have Matsuda without Motohama, and for Motohama, I'll just give him like a new camera and just hope he uses it for good instead of creeping in on girls. Maybe I should just gave them both some boxes of tissues with some lotion. That probably would have suited them better. Next up is Diodora, and I know I said we all had the same thing in mind for Matsuda, but I know for sure we all have the same thing in mind for Diodora. He's definitely getting a bag of dildos, right? There should be no debate and no rejections for that one. I think that's pretty clear and obvious. So next up is Freed, and for Freed, I think there's only one thing I would want for Freed, and that's one more chance. Bring Freed back to life, wish him back with the Dragon Balls, and give him one more chance. He desperately needs it, and I know if I just gave him one more chance, he would change. And even if he didn't change, we would still get to see him one more time, and that would be good enough for me. But next up is Cocobill, and for Cocobill, I think I'm going to give him some shampoo, some conditioner, and a water bottle. Cocobill has some of the worst hair I think I've ever seen in my life. It just looks so dry. He needs to moisturize it or something. Even Volley called it out. I mean, he was talking about his wings, but I think the same thing applies to his hair. He said how his wings were like crows compared to Azazel's, which were like everlasting darkness, something like that. Let me play the clip for you.
What is he doing to him? I don't know. I couldn't see.
Your wings remind me of a filthy crow. Azazel's wings are deeper, like everlasting darkness.
You
But yeah, the same thing can be applied to Kokobill's hair. And then the water bottle, it's obviously there just because of his deep voice. It really isn't natural for anyone to have a voice that deep. And those are really all the naughty people. But we still have some people that are still kind of in the middle. But I still kind of got them on the naughty list just to make the list look a little longer. So first up we got Volley. And for Volley, I would give him the entire Dragon Ball series so he can study Vegeta and know exactly what not to do. Somehow Vegeta always ends up behind Goku no matter what. And you really hate to see it because I really like Vegeta, but it's like no matter how much he does, the writer will always make Goku better in the end. So whatever Vegeta's doing wrong, Volley needs to study that and do the complete opposite. Next is Kuroka, and I have no idea what to give Kuroka, so I just decided on a Koneko body pillow. And I also decided to add in an Issei body pillow too. 2 body pillows of Kuroka's 2 favorite people. What more could you ask for in life? Next up is Riser, and for Riser I just got a punching bag with Issei's face on it, or maybe a virtual reality simulation with Issei's character model in it so you can practice fighting against Issei, because he really needs to make sure he never gets embarrassed like that again. He has to lock in for real. Next up is Soso. And for Soso, I think it's pretty easily a new eye. I mean, he got his eye blasted off by Issei, and so I got him a new fake eye. Maybe he can get the Sharingan from Naruto so he can look even cooler and more intimidating. And the last people on the list are also sharing a gift, and that's Orphis and Great Red. And I gave these two a peace treaty. I don't know what they got going on, but they gotta chill out because they're dragging my boy Volley into it. If only they could have just settled their beef. And that's all the people on my Christmas list. This was a pretty fun video to make too. I think it was a nice way to wrap up the year. It was a little hard to think of some gifts for a few people, but it was still really fun to think about some of this stuff. And I would like to hear what you guys would give these characters to. This will most likely be the last video of the year, barring some type of crazy event like season 5 being announced. But if that doesn't happen, then this will be the last video of this year. So for next year, you can expect some reviews over the seasons, some reviews over the arcs, a full ranking list of every single character in the anime, and by every character I mean every single character. And yes, that includes this guy right here. I don't know who I'm gonna put for this video, but whoever it is, that includes you. But you can also expect light novel reviews and a whole bunch more. I'll try my very best to get my upload schedule right. I know the end of this year was a little rough, but I was busy. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next year.